Afraid we'd get caught.
The following is a fictitious episode in the lives of two make-believe hobos. The characters and events you hear are not real. Don't freak out.
Hello there. My name is Jason Mamorka. I love to buy some upholstery for my insides of cars. I don't own normal vehicles. I just have the upholstery. I have seats and glove boxes. I have these driving wheels and automatic stick shifts, and I also have these fuzzy dice. Would you like to buy my fuzzy dice? Just call my number at 1-800.
Yeah, remember that. That's the number right there for Ahmad. Is that the right?
My name's Jason Mamorka. Get the fuck out!
Fuck you, Jason. Jesus Christ!
You trying to plug your shit?
You said you weren't going to mention your car shop. We said open the show and just toss it to us, Greg
Quickly,
and Don.
buy all of my fuzzy dice. You can get them online at www. Get out!
Jesus. Oh boy, sorry about that. That was our friend, former friend.
We do not be sponsored by Jason Momoro
or his shit used car shop down at wherever the hell.
It's just like car insides. It's just car insides.
Yeah, people talk about lemons or whatever. These are like fucking grapes. These are like, I don't even know
these are craisins.
if these ever even ran at any point. I mean, these are like hodgepodge Iron Giant cars, man. These are like nothing.
They're nothing.
And
empty souls.
I'll tell you what, though. What is also empty is the lot behind Jason's house, and that is where Greg and I do a lot of fire in barrels and do some barbecues with the other homeless people. That is why we know Jason, and that's why we allowed him to come try and open the show, though we did insist that he not plug his stuff, which he...
Breach of contract.
Exactly. So
this
never again.
This contract being a Post-it note that I placed on his forehead.
Yeah, but still written, and he still signed it with his tongue, so... You know, you got to abide. You have to abide. It's legal.
Yeah, dude, you have to abide.
So, yeah. I mean, what kind of dude are you if you don't abide? You're not.
You're not a dude. You're a dud.
Yeah, you're a dud. That's exactly what you
You're
are.
a milk dud.
Yeah, which are just... they stick in all your teeth, milk duds. You know, like they're fun
Unless
for
you
a
have
minute.
popcorn with you, like there's no point in eating a milk dud on its own.
And think about what you're doing then when you're living a life jumping between popcorn kernel and milk dud. You're just like torturing your teeth. It's like waterboarding. It's fucked
up.
It's
like one second you're breaking them because of the kernels, and then the next second you're keeping the broken shards in place by milk duds.
Right. I mean, after a while, you're going to look like a meth head, and you never even got to try meth. Like,
or you look like me.
No, you need some effort and like years of sharpening to get those bad boys. I bet you've never had a milk dud, have you? Not with those things.
I've had a couple milk duds.
Have you?
That's why I don't have any of my original teeth anymore.
That's right. You've had to find. I've had
to replace them with pieces of things I found.
Yeah, the porcelain
and then I
ones.
spray painted the inside of my mouth white so that they could stay white.
Yeah, and the rest of it is. I've noticed that the white on your tongue has started to fade. That's a good sign.
I'm thinking of replacing it with more white paint. I want people to start calling me the Cottonmouth Killer.
Wow.
So then that way I just open up my mouth like, don't come near me. I might be poisonous.
Yeah, give a little snake hiss and show that white tongue. That would be kind of cool, and not a bad nickname either. I can see the newspaper men just cranking that out right now. The Cottonmouth Killer. He strikes again.
This day and age use typewriters.
Those are the newsmen. That's what newsmen use to get the news out.
They still wear their fedoras with their feathers in the cap.
And they make quick calls from telephone booths. That's what they need to do to get the scoop out.
Quick, we need the latest scoop on the Cubs. Did the Cubs win? They did not.
The curse is unbroken. Get that in the headlines, now. Nothing bleeds.
Make sure to constantly write a curse. No curse words. Jason, what have you done?
No more curse words.
How are there so many curse words in this magical newspaper?
Wonderful shiitake mushroom eating place.
Speaking of which, we need a new pickup. Make sure to go down to O'Hagan's. That's where you find the finest of shiitake mushrooms.
Only a limited time. But yeah. So that's how we know Jason. And sorry about that. We didn't think it was going to go that way, but it did. And here we are. Here we all are. Thank you again for coming back. I'm Don.
I'm Greg.
And we're the Boxcar Buddies.
We sure are.
And we're back in a proper boxcar this week. This one is, it looks like the inside it was full of mini golf, like sods for those like mini golf courses. So now the floor is we just unrolled all those like rolls of sod of mini golf stuff. So we have like a bunch of, sort of inch-long, bristly grass things, and then abrupt transition into the flat greens, and there's holes all over, like with the little tin cups in them.
And there's surprises inside of them. Mm-hmm. Look, this one's got a rattlesnake.
Oh, look at that! Oh, good God. That was a big boy. Oh, my God. How did the rattle taste?
Crunchy.
Yeah? A crunchy finish?
It's like imagine a Nestle Crunch bar, but without the chocolate parts.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's just the crunchy bits.
Sure. Any venom taste in there? Get any venom in that rattle?
I think I got a lot of venom in there.
Yeah?
I did eat them.
Are your lips are numb? You feel any numbness coming?
No, I don't feel numbness.
No nummies?
No.
Okay.
I feel nummy though.
Yeah. Yeah, you should.
I did have
you
some
should.
nummies.
Yeah, you did. I bet that snake was numbing.
There's also some other secrets in here, like rattlesnake eggs.
Oh, wait, keep those, because we're gonna, afterwards, when we go give Jason a bunch of shit for what just happened, I figured we could do a fire in a barrel, and we can make some omelets.
Or we could raise these little rattlesnake children.
Do you think they're fertilized, right? Are they just gonna grow?
I mean, I could fertilize them.
I just don't know what's going to happen. Like, if we let them go, are they just going to rot, or will they eventually hatch into rattlesnakes?
Well, if we sit over the hole, maybe we'll keep it nice and warm.
Yeah, we'll do there you go. Do the chicken thing. Yeah, you just perch over that, and then when they hatch, too, then they'll bond with you. It'll be great.
Yeah, and they'll be my slaves.
Minions. It'll be sweet. That'll be really cool. Yeah, anyway.
I'll be the Cottonmouth gang.
You can't. There's hope for your dream. There is hope for this.
I'm starting a snake-themed gang.
Yes.
All the members have to have names after snakes.
Do you have to be parcel tongues? Do you all have to speak snake like Harry Potter people?
What's a parcel tongue?
Yeah, it's like
not
a snake
something you put
speaker.
on your omelet, is it?
You can if you want to. It depends on what spices are available to you. But
It sounds green and leafy. I don't like that.
it's what
It sounds dry and it's put in my spaghetti sauce.
it's the sound of snake skin being dragged over concrete. That's what parcel tongue sounds like.
Oh. Ooh, I felt a kick.
Right? Yeah, they can understand it. I just said, hey, hello.
Well, you hear them say anything else? Just get real close to my rear.
Okay. Oh, Greg, ew, that's gross. Come on, man.
Now they're even warmer.
No, I didn't hear anything. I didn't hear any response from them. They're probably just, in the fetal position in multiple ways, I'm guessing. But anyway, yeah, we're in a proper boxcar.
I get that joke because they're fetuses.
Hey, you got it. But anyway, so we're in the boxcar. There's a bunch of holes, and we're going to probably take a look at some of those because we found rattlesnakes in the one. There's probably maybe some food or some party favors in these other ones.
Oh, no, try out the other holes. Okay. Let's see what kind of surprises you can find.
Okay. I got one over here. Oh, a half a loaf of bread. Half a loaf of bread right here.
Oh, it's quite green.
Wonder bread.
Oh.
That is, oh boy.
I wonder
reeks.
how bad it is.
That reeks. Get out of here with that. No, you're not welcome. Don't eat that.
But it looks really good.
No, Jason, and we're gonna see you later. All right, so just. All right, great.
Oh God, the bread's rotten.
Yep. Try to tell you. See ya. Okay. So yeah, there was moldy bread in that one over here. Oh, we've got candy corn. We got some candy corn over here.
Oh, that's like
want
the
some
worst kind of corn.
You want some sugary triangles?
No.
You don't want any of this? No. Come on, man. These are. That little the texture, the breaking into it.
The texture of earwax.
Oh,
the
yeah.
flavor of
solidified.
earwax.
It's much sweeter than earwax. You know it is. It's like all
you
sugar.
You haven't had mine. You haven't had
I
my
haven't.
homemade honey
I
earwax.
haven't. I've not tried the honey yet. Because I've seen it get made, and when you see the sausage get made, you're just not interested in it anymore. But Anyway, yeah, so we got some mini golf courses going on in here. I dragged this from behind this putt-putt thing in Lincolnwood, excuse me, northern suburb of Chicago.
There's so many Lincolns around here.
It's the land of it. It's the land of Lincoln.
Park,
Everything.
Lincoln Square,
I know.
Abraham Lincoln.
I know.
Lincoln Logs.
That is my favorite ham, by the way. Abraham Lincoln. That's like, it's not super salty, and it makes a great lunch sandwich. As well as like a dinner. You can carve it. It's so good.
You can use it as a paperweight.
You can.
You can use it as a cologne.
Oh, I've never tried that.
Ham
scent. Yeah. Just peel back the lid on that like aluminum ham can and dab a little
Just
of
ham it up.
ham water. Yeah, just splash it. It'll be a good time.
Dab that ham.
Uh-huh.
Don't you dare fucking dabble my podcast.
I dab whenever I damn well please. But anyway, yeah, so Greg and I dragged this boxcar from Lincolnwood down here toward the city, and we're parked up now, and now we got the door closed. We got a little bit of candy corn here, and we're going to do what we like to do every week, which is talk to each other about the content that we have consumed over the course of the previous week, whether that might be movies, music, books, video games, TV, streaming services, listening to stuff, whatever it might be. Content to escape the day-to-day life is what Greg and I like to do. Being two homeless dudes in Chicago, nothing's better for us than escape. And that's what we've done. And this week, Greg, I will tell you, I was exposed to a Netflix show. Not improperly. I was exposed willfully to it. It didn't.
You weren't forced down in a chair like a Clockwork Orange with big hooks on your eyes.
This time I was not. No. And
or do that porn thing where they put the hook in your nose so you look like a pig person.
That porn thing?
It's like a porn thing. It's like a BDSM thing.
Oh, like a hook in the nose?
Yeah, a hook in the nose so you look like
you're
a piggy.
pig person?
You're like you're a piggy.
Okay.
Squeal, piggy!
No, I've never, well, that's interesting. I suppose there's
something that Miss Piggy has tried constantly on Kermit, but, like, there's no nose.
Oh, you're trying it again, but I told you.
I want you to look like me!
It's never gonna happen.
It gets me so hot!
Just bend over. Yeah, it's, yeah, okay.
Make me, bitch!
And then it devolves into Muppet fighting.
The secret word is bacon!
I told you I won't say that, ever!
Good, because I'll whip you in half!
Such a healthy marriage they've got going on. It's
I
great.
mean, they're experimenting.
I suppose they are. Yeah.
Way more than some couples are doing.
True.
Which, by the way, our friends who are couples, step it up.
Go ahead and experiment. What's wrong with it? Spice things up. Try something new. What are you afraid of?
Yeah, bring the easy bake oven into the bedroom.
Why not?
Change it up.
There's nothing wrong with mixing food and sex. Two pleasureful things right there rolled into one. It's a great thing.
And I mean, like, invite your friends. Invite your dog.
Why not?
Something different.
Everybody's, for the whole family. There's things in there for everybody to do. Pizza rolls, great starter. Yeah, so anyway, what I was going to say, though, Greg, is that I was exposed to this Netflix show over the week prior called Ozark.
Is that the one with the Jason man from the Arrested Development?
That's right. I don't know if I mentioned this, Greg, but I really like Arrested Development.
You do?
And yeah, I do. And Jason Bateman's the title character of the show. He's the main guy.
I've seen this show too.
Yeah. So yeah, he's Michael Bluth. He's the guy that the sort of show follows around and centers around. I haven't seen Jason Bateman in anything non-comedic. I've seen him in a couple of movies outside of Arrested Development, always in a funny role. And he's very good at playing the straight man, especially in Arrested Development. He's the perfect anchor so all the other craziness can bounce off of him. This was the first Ozark. This was the first time I'd seen him in a non-comedic role, in a dramatic, suspenseful kind of role. And I have to say, I mean, he knocks it out of the park. He is the center of this whole thing. He's the dad of this four-person family. It's his wife and his daughter and son. And they live in Chicago, and he worked for this one company. And in the very first episode, it's revealed that his business partner and longtime friend was working for a drug cartel, unbeknownst to Jason Bateman, and then the drug cartel comes, finds out that same friend has been stealing from them, puts everybody to the point of a gun, and says, hey, like...
time to die.
Yeah, give me
or
my...
you're gonna be put into the steel drums.
Yeah, give me my $5 million or you're all dead and whatnot. And the story picks up from there, and in that first episode, Jason Bateman basically agrees to try this scheme. He's just kind of thinking off the top of his head to save his own life, and he tries to says he's going to go try and launder money for the cartel directly down in the Lake Ozark down in Missouri, between St. Louis and Kansas City and all that. This, it's supposed to be a nice touristy place, and so Jason
But it's also like a mega bumfucky town.
Exactly. During the rest of the year, it's a very small town. It's just like any other like lakeside place. But during the summer tourist season, it blows up, and there's all these cash-rich, white kids going there for vacation. So it's kind of a great place to be during like the summer touristy season. So Jason Bateman,
great place to sell cocaine.
Yeah, and so like Jason Bateman says, he's going to launder the money for these people, and he has to acquire businesses in order to wash the money that the drug cartel is trying to utilize and all that. So the show is kind of about money laundering with Jason Bateman as the main guy who does it for the Mexican cartel. He is really, really good, and it's not only that he's not only starring in it,
he's directing it.
He directed the first 2 and the last 2 episodes of the season, and there's 10 episodes total. So I mean, 4 of those, that's almost half of it.
It's still only the one season.
Yes,
right?
Yes, it is. The second season comes out August 31st, 2018.
Cool.
So just about 2 weeks.
What happened to the show, because I did watch it.
Did you?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I did watch it when it first came out, and I was like, was there another season? I don't know. Like, it's pretty hard for me to keep tabs on like when a new show is coming out.
Yeah, it totally is. I mean, for us, it's like whenever we get to see these things, it's always few and far between. I watched this at Scummy's place because thankfully he was just into, sometimes he gets into like spats where he wants to watch Netflix, and he gets an experiment will fail, and he just gets like really fed up with everything. So he's like
real grumpy.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I'm fucking done with all this science. Then once you come over, we're just gonna sit on the couch and we're gonna watch 3 days of Netflix. What do you say, mate? I've got 3 pizzas, I've got 6 burgers, and we're going to do this right.
And you didn't invite me?
It was pretty last minute. I went over there thinking I was just going to pick up some food, and he said it to me right in that moment. So it was like, I felt like if I left, I might be forfeiting, and I was really, really hungry. And he doesn't have that. He doesn't have a phone, so I couldn't.
He sure doesn't. He likes to keep himself pretty secluded.
Yeah, you can only reach him in person.
He has access to every single video game console.
Yeah, so you can reach him on but he doesn't have a subscription or like a username or an avatar for like the Xbox or the PlayStation that he's got and stuff. But yeah, he's got all the stuff, but he does, if you don't see him in person, it's like he doesn't want to like talk to you. So
no, he likes being in his little perch.
Yeah, with his plants and all that stuff. So anyway, that's how I got to it this time. But anyway, yeah, so I'm glad you've seen it too. And I remember hearing about it when it first came out in 2017. And I hadn't seen anything about it. I hadn't heard much about it. And then all of a sudden, I was thinking maybe the one season was like all of it. That was just the series. But the second season comes out, about 3 weeks from when you and I are recording this now, Greg, like at the end of August in 2018. So that's coming soon. Jason Bateman, those 4 episodes, by the way, on IMDb are the highest rated of the whole season. The last 2 episodes, 9 and 10, are like rated like 9 and 9.3. They're very
because there's definitely a little bit of drag in the middle of the season.
Oh, totally. I would agree. And there's it's. The show reminded me of some other shows that I like. It reminded me a little bit of Bloodline on Netflix. For anybody who's seen that,
it definitely has that Bloodline.
It's got a little bit of it's not plot wise. It's nowhere near Dexter, but in terms of the subterfuge and like the twists and lying to people and stuff, it reminds me a little bit of Dexter in that way. It's very suspenseful, and there's a lot of curveballs that you don't see coming, especially, and again, I won't spoil anything because I'm recommending this to anyone, but at the end of the season, there's a huge, in my opinion, it was totally out of left field, and it kind of, everything ends up going a different way than I was expecting it to. And that kind of happens a lot throughout the season. Things happen, and it ends up taking the plot in like a completely different and new direction.
I'm kind of reminded a little bit, too, of like Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
In terms of like the subject matter.
Definitely.
And the main character. Because I feel like Jason Bateman's character is going to start becoming like...
Yeah, more villainous.
Way more villainous.
Yeah.
Because you start seeing it in the first season. He's very much like okay with doing something terrible.
Yeah.
He does not want to die.
Yes, exactly.
If there's anything about his character that I think is like No, admirable. It's his determination. Not the drug shit. That's not
right.
That's not good.
We don't look up to that.
The murder.
We don't advocate it. Yeah. There's a lot of
sometimes I
criminal
advocate murder.
Well, it depends on the situation. But criminal activity, Greg and I, unless your life's in danger, we don't traditionally advocate it. And that does happen. There's a lot of that in Ozark, as we just mentioned. The central plot of it is money laundering. And then when Jason Bateman and his family do relocate to that Missouri area, they become involved with local criminals as well. And it goes on from there. There's subplots and other characters.
The Redneck Mafia.
The Redneck Mafia. And the businesses that Jason Bateman acquires in order to launder the money come with their own subsets of drama. It's very, very cool. And as I said, it's suspenseful. It's great. Jason Bateman, again, does a great job acting and directing. Mentioned that. Laura Linney plays his wife. And I love Laura Linney. I feel like she always does a great job. And especially in this role as like the exhausted wife, mother, just sort of where things...
Who had also been cheating.
Yes, and that's not a spoiler. That's at the very beginning of the first episode.
That's how the first season starts.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Jason Bateman is sort of following up on his wife, who is cheating on him with someone that he doesn't know, and that's kind of where you come into their story and their marriage, is that you realize that she's been unfaithful and stuff. But so
to be fair, though, like, he's not a great person either.
I know,
like,
right?
It's an entire show full of characters that are just like gray area,
right?
Where like they have redeemable parts to them, but for the long run, they are all pretty villainous.
Yeah, and they're not all good or all bad, but they're gray, and sometimes they'll do good things and sometimes they'll do bad things, and I love those type of shows. The Wire's like that. Game of Thrones is a little like that. The shows where people ride the middle, because real people are like that. Nobody's a cutout. Nobody does good all the time.
Black and white mentality is boring.
It is. Get the fuck back in the 40s. That's what I say to
Yeah, man, fuck your good and evil.
Yeah. How about you mix it up a little bit?
Yeah, make everyone evil.
Right. Do some shit.
Yeah, do some Hitler stuff. Like,
come on.
Make him completely villainous, but he loves dogs.
Yeah, and he draws funny Santa cartoons, and it's like, there's redeeming stuff there. But anyway, so Laura Linney does a great job. There's one, Greg, if I can just make use of your hand briefly.
Jesus Christ.
I looked up the stuff, but there's one actress's name who's slipping my mind right now, and I really want to give her credit. It is Julia Garner. She plays Ruth, the redneck young woman who Jason Bateman comes across in like episode 2. They have some
comes like his little runner.
Yeah, they start very much as like enemies, and then he takes her under his wing, and she grows a lot through that first season. She does a great job. She's in this role of like a Severus Snape, a double agent whose loyalty you never really know where it lies. And she does such a good job of playing that role of touching down on both sides, doing good things and bad things, and you don't know what ultimately she's going to do. And she really knocks that out of the park. I thought that was very cool.
Yeah. It's a show full of surprises because I didn't feel like the show was going in a direction that I saw coming.
Definitely.
Most of the reveals surprised me. And overall, like, it's fantastically shot. I think it's like a very good looking show.
Totally.
And like, I know everyone is getting really sick and tired of like the dull colors of like
washed out
colors.
Yes.
and more, like darker grays and darker blues.
Yeah.
But it fits so well with the subject matter that like I'm not offended by it. But at the same time, I'm like, I wish not every fucking TV show looked like this.
I know, and I know what you mean, because they do that a lot, but there are some shots of the lake that are colorful, like in the days, and like there's an episode toward the middle or like the middle back half of it where there's this big party for the end of the summer bash, and the kids are all with the rich kids are all on their yachts and they're blasting hip hop and drinking, and it's like this, oh wow, like young kids at the end of the summer,
look at these
like
teenagers
how
having
fun, just a slice of life there, and that sticks out in my mind as a really colorful portrayal, and that, so like there are little upticks of color and like of
but
life
it's mainly
injected
used for like Just for quick
to
intervals
differentiate.
Of like, we're not like the dark subject matter's not weighing down on me.
Yeah, it's not everything. Not all life is like this. They can have fun and unprotected sex. Yeah. But overall, yeah. That was the shots are really good. I liked the music a lot too. It's not, it's not the kind of
stereotypical Western shit.
No, and it's not the kind of music that you're like, that I'm like Shazamming afterward to try and see what the artist is, but it does a good job of keeping the tension there, building the tension where it needs to. The use of sound in the show, I thought, like that's their whole soundscape was very, very well done. Like it really helps build some tension and also relieve it. It's a very much a part of that show.
I like seeing the washing machine 30 times.
Yeah, yeah,
because he does do money laundering.
Yeah, that's what he does, and money drying too. He's got to dry it.
You got a method
Full
how
cycle.
to make your money look all beat up and shit.
Right.
You throw it in a fucking dryer.
Right, with some coins and stuff. There's a little bit of how-to in there. There's a little bit of how you inject some, dirty money into the system and all that. I was like,
you just put a stack of 20s into some mud. And then you put it in a bucket full of Pam.
Right.
And you scrub it down, and then you dry it, and it looks nice and shitty now.
And then you get in there with it, and you roll around, and you
roll your elbows in it. Are you okay?
Yeah. I just knocked my elbow into the wall there as I was rolling around to try and
be careful.
gesture.
These walls are rough.
I know.
These soft walls. Hey,
little splinter. Got a little mini golf splinter in there.
Careful. Are you sure it's not a golf tee?
Oh, it is a golf tee.
That's a big golf tee.
I know. It was just sticking out of my finger there. I'm going to keep this in case we ever go golfing.
Oh, excellent. I can't think of any sport I would want to play more than golf.
I know. Ruins a perfectly good walk. That's what it does.
I mean, I just love how inclusive it is.
Oh, it's super inclusive.
To all kinds.
Anybody's welcome. If you can get over the gate and you've got set of 9 clubs,
and you've got 9 clubs and $12 million,
and plaid
then you
pants,
have found the sport for you.
And plaid pants and a failed marriage. Come on in. You are more than welcome.
Make sure to wear a pink polo shirt too. Say that it's fashionable.
Make sure it's 2 sizes too small. Humiliate yourself.
Make sure that's in today's newspaper, Billy.
Get it out there. There's men golfing out there. White men, very rich, letting no one else play.
They have a big gate in front of their golf course. Make sure to climb over it. Also, don't get your fingers stuck in the barbed wire.
And the tops, they're spiked. Be careful as you dismount. You might stick yourself.
And careful, a thwomp may come by and is...
just thwomping across the second green.
He'll crush your head if you run too slowly underneath it.
That's right. His job is to maintain the grounds.
And make sure to hit the giant axe at the end of the bridge, so that the white man can fall into the lava underneath, so that you can get to the precious, precious greens afterwards.
The true and secret meaning of golf.
The peachy greens.
Tasty. Yeah, that's the secret meaning of golf right there. And that's kind of wraps up what I wanted to say about Ozark. It's cool. It's, as I said, unexpected. Certainly a different role for Jason Bateman. There was like no... I kept, again, being familiar with him from Arrested Development... You would very easily expect some comedic turns because he's very capable comedically, but there's almost no like laugh out loud moments in the show, and that's not a bad thing because this is not that type of show. Breaking Bad wasn't funny either; it's suspenseful.
It was kind of funny when it first started. Because
there are moments of levity
because
certainly.
Of the ineptitude of the main characters doing something that they have zero experience with before.
Right. There are moments of levity. There is some humor in there, but as it goes on, there is none of that, and that was not a problem. Like it's cool, and if you like suspenseful stuff, it's very much worth the watch. Ozark season 1, season 2 out soon.
Excellent. Mm-hmm. Well, let me tell you about what I've been up to, Donald.
Bring it to me.
Oh, man. So I've been at the Free Clinic.
Oh, yeah?
A couple days.
Say hello to Freak, did you?
Well, I wanted to go to my normal room. So they have... I've spoken about it before on the show. There's a big supply closet that I really like to hang out in when I'm spending the night at the Free Clinic.
Yes.
But for whatever reason... there are a bunch of locks all over the doors, so I have to keep busting them off.
Mm-hmm.
It's aggravating. I'm like... Man, this is where I sleep.
It's a waste of ammo for you too.
Yeah, dude. You know how long it takes me to charge this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like an hour. Mm-hmm. That's an hour that I could be doing something else.
Plus, you got to sit near an outlet. Like what?
Yeah.
Come on. Who else to do that? You're rendered motionless.
It's like watching a guy try and charge his cell phone in a subway.
It's pathetic.
It's awful.
Don't you just want to walk over to him and kick the cord out of the wall?
Yeah, it's like, this is what you get for having low battery.
How does it feel to be so dependent, guy? How do you like that?
How about you bring a portable battery with you?
Right.
I don't do that because I've been there.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. And we feel, you're not trying to do that.
No.
He's sitting on a dirty subway floor charging his phone. How pathetic.
I know.
So, yeah.
But in any case, I keep blowing off the locks, and then Freak comes by, and he's getting all mad. He's like, "Oh, why do you keep destroying the locks? We gotta make sure that no one gets inside this place."
Right, he gives you his little spiel, yeah.
He gives me, like, the whole, like, "This is a responsible thing you need to do, Greg.
Right.
You need to stop it."
His Hippocratic Oath, he recites it every fucking time, yeah.
Like, he takes his hat off his head, places it against his heart. "In this free clinic, we make sure that everyone inside has access to all forms of medical needs.
Right.
When they don't have insurance, a whole lot of money, or if they'll die, so I can, take their souls and lay them to rust."
Right, exactly. Which is Freak's double reason for operating the free clinic is because he's also a spirit detective. So
yeah, you'd be surprised at how many times the free clinic gets haunted. So he was just like, "Hey, that's just 2 jobs at once."
Why not? It's a
family business thing.
Right. Good business sense in that head of his.
But in any case, I come by and the locks are gone on the door, but the door is welded shut. I'm like, then how can anyone get in there?
Seriously.
So I had to do like some Mission Impossible kind of level stuff. So I go into Freak's office, and as revenge, I push him and I take his switch, and then I climb into one of the air ducts.
Oh.
And I start Mission Impossibling my way through the air ducts so I can get to the supply closet.
Yeah.
I didn't have.
Did you make it?
I didn't have a whole lot of luck.
Oh no, those air ducts don't really support a lot.
I got stuck in the morgue.
Oh no!
So I'm just in this very cold room.
Okay.
With a lot of dead people, with a switch in my hand.
Totally inedible too.
Yeah, it was a complete waste. There was no way for me to get out of the actual ducts. They started to get real small. For whatever reason, the ducts get real small by the dead people.
Yeah, I know. It's
like preventing them from escaping or something.
Yeah, I don't get it. It's like, come on,
probably
guys.
Some kind of freak thing where he's like, "Oh, the bodies may come back because the souls are restless."
Right. I know. They really should not have let Freak be in charge of the building being up to code
he owns
when they
it,
constructed
so
it. I know.
It's pretty.
It's up to him, I know. It's just, that's why it's laid out so goofy. Like, it's made for spirits, not for people,
Yeah.
It's
more like
hallways.
It's more like he's waiting for the people there to die just so he has the ghosts.
Yeah. Gigantic vents. The fucking roof, is contractable.
A big furnace to throw dead bodies in to spread zombie cells.
They even have that laundry chute, but it's 4 bodies that feeds right into the oven.
Yep.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, that's how the whole building is powered. It's coal powered. Mm-hmm. But in any case, so I had the switch in hand and I'm stuck in the duct and I'm like, all right, what do you have on your fucking switch, you piece of shit? And I found that Freak had recently purchased Dead Cells.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Fitting that Freak would purchase that.
Of course,
game.
he would get something spooky like Dead Cells.
Uh-huh.
So Dead Cells is a roguelike game.
Okay.
For those who don't know what a roguelike is, it's a game that usually has permadeath.
Oh.
And also really likes to halt your progress through death.
Tough.
They're tough games. So like Rogue Legacy, Flint Hook, these types of games. So the story of Dead Cells is you are an immortal blob. The blob cannot die.
Love it.
So when the host body you take over, because you're basically a parasite, the host body, when it dies, your blobby body is sent all the way back to the very first level.
Ooh.
Every single time you die.
Oh, man. Damn.
But to counteract this, what you can collect when you get your new body, like the zombie bodies that are just littered all over this prison that you keep waking up in.
Nice.
you can collect things called cells. They're these big blue glowing orbs.
Nice.
And you can bring these to the shops, which are at the end of every major level, that you can give permanent upgrades to yourself.
Nice.
So you can't really give yourself like health upgrades that are permanent, but you can give a wallet. So when you die, if you had a shit ton of money, when you wake up again, you'll have a certain amount of money with you. So like the first one you unlock, it's like if you have 3,000 gold or less, that will show up when you revive. You get another upgrade, it's 6,000. And then it's, 12,000.
Right,
so
right,
on and so forth. It's just more and more money.
To make it easier when you do die and have to restart all the way back then, you can wake up with some money.
Yeah, and thankfully the game is really fast moving too. So it's an action platformer. When you wake up, you always have 2 items to grab. You always start out with a shitty sword, and then you can either grab a bow and arrow or a shield.
Okay.
So the shields are good for parrying, so you can automatically just like zip through enemies if they come towards you, like, big attack, and you're like, rah,
right,
murder them back.
Get out of here.
Or you have a bow and arrow where you can take down dudes from
ranged
long distance.
Thoop.
As you go through the levels get randomized every single time you go through. It's not going to be the same playthrough every single time,
which is really good because from what I'm imagining,
it beats repetition.
Yeah,
which could have been a problem with this game.
Well, totally. If you're dying over and over again and you have to keep replaying, having to do the same fucking level the same way would be a killer.
Yeah. So the level layouts get changed. But there are some things that are always constant. So like I said, you always have these starting weapons that you can take with you. Mm-hmm. Another thing, too, is the game keeps track of how long you've been alive this round. And there are doorways where if you're able to find them in a level within an allotted time amount, you get extra treasures. The time slots are always the same. So there's always a door that's for 2 minutes. There's always a door for 10 minutes. There's always a door for like 15 minutes. Mm-hmm. It really encourages you to start picking up the pace.
Cool.
And I really, really like it. It's fucking great to look at. It's got pixelated graphics, but the characters look really fleshed out, even though the main character is a flaming orb on top of a dead zombie body with a big long scarf. But what I love too is that the main character has a sense of humor to him.
Nice.
There's a very Dark Souls kind of storytelling in this game. If you've never played Dark Souls, the story is never outright told to you. You have to kind of figure it out through books, side characters,
right,
everything in between the lines. It's not going to tell you a cohesive story. You have to find it out. With Dead Cells, you'll start going to rooms and you'll be like, oh, this, and this is happening. The main character narrates to himself. He can't speak because he doesn't have a mouth. He possesses bodies that are headless.
Oh, wow.
And it's always funny, too, that when you go into the shop area after every level, there's a big pile of your dead bodies. And the first thing you do is like, oh man, all these bodies look really familiar. And there's a beat. Oh.
right. Just a little reminder of like, oh yeah, those are all from me. That's my past.
Shoot.
Those are my past experiences of this game, yeah.
Yeah, and it's fucking hard. It's really, really hard. I was able to beat the first boss finally. There are 4. But once you die, you got to start all over again.
Oh, Jesus.
So the ploy of it is to try and collect as many cells as you possibly can and go through the levels as quickly as you can so you can get these permanent upgrades, get these health flasks where you can use it 3 times in a row.
Nice.
Change up your starting weapon so instead of having this shitty knife when you start, you end up with a good one.
Right.
Or randomize your shield and your bow with bows and shields that you have collected blueprints for. Once you find blueprints, you have to make sure that you bring them to the shop so that you have the option of unlocking those permanently. But if you die, they're all gone.
Gotcha.
You lose all of that. So there's a lot of high risk, high reward kind of stuff. The levels are built a lot like a Metroidvania too. Mm-hmm. So it's big branching pathways, but there are a lot of teleport stones. so you can easily traverse different areas. Also, when you find mini bosses, they'll probably give you a permanent like power.
Okay.
So I remember running into one boss. I killed him, and he gave me something called like a slime ladder. So if you see like a big bubbly patch of slime, I can turn it into a ladder now.
Oh, cool.
And I can use that to climb different areas.
Right.
Whereas there are other times where I see a bunch of shit where I'm like, this looks like I need a double jump. This looks like I need some kind of like teleport stone or a key.
Right.
You have to find these items, but the good thing is once you find them, they're permanent. They're with you forever.
Nice. So even after dying, they're there
Yes.
in your inventory.
So the point of it is keep getting further and further into the game because the more stuff you unlock, the way faster you get through the beginning parts.
Yes.
Like from like the very first level where you're in the prison cells up to the first boss, while you're like exploring and doing as much as you can, it can take up to like 15-20 minutes.
Yeah.
The more you upgrade, the in-betweens those can become like 5 minutes.
Gotcha.
And just cutting down your time more and more, you're becoming way, way more powerful every single time.
Right.
And learning every enemy you come into contact with.
So you're not discouraged by dying over and over and over again.
You're not being punished for dying too much.
That's part of the model of the game, it sounds
Yes.
like, yeah.
Yeah, it definitely has a Souls feel to it where like you die, you lose everything, but at the same time you don't lose everything.
Right.
I also like that when you go to the store and you have a certain amount of cells, if you upgrade shit, you don't need the full amount of cells to unlock that thing. You can just give it to him so he has it and then he can continue onward just in case if you die in the next level.
Cool.
So I highly encourage, if you do decide to pick this game up, spend your cells. Do not hoard them. That's bad.
Gotcha.
Do not hoard them because you will probably lose them. Use them as fast as you can.
Use the cells or you'll lose them.
Yeah. But I can't like recommend this game enough. It is super tight. It's on every platform. Having it on the Switch is great.
Yeah,
like
portable. Right.
Portable.
Yeah.
It's great. Like Switch is so good for portability, unless, some guy tries to steal it.
Right. Which happens.
I mean, it's what I did with Freak.
Exactly. That's what happened.
Yeah, but
So you got to be careful of that, everybody.
Yeah, but Dead Cells, you can get it on everything. It's on every platform. I kind of encourage the Switch version more just because, games like that always do well for like portability.
Yeah, you can take it with you and it's like you can
When you have downtime,
Yeah.
in between travel, in between like going to work.
Totally.
or
Play it
a
on the
lunch break.
train, play it in the doctor's office kind of a thing.
Play it in a mini golf set.
Yeah, while you're waiting for the,
Play it in an air
family.
duct as you wait for Hans Gruber to find you.
Anywhere you are where you got some downtime, play it that way. Cool. Dead Cells.
Yeah, Dead Cells. But anyway, I was playing that game for a while, and then Freak came with a broom, and he jabbed me a couple times.
Get out of here! Get out of my duct, you bastard!
Freak is as big as he is very powerful, but he is a little slow. So you can definitely, if he's like taking his time and giving you a haymaker, it's the swing you can kind of.
Well,
like,
that's why
duck
I've been
around.
learning the Dead Cells kind of stuff. Just like roll.
Yeah,
Just
get out the
roll
way.
underneath him. You got to wait a couple seconds after the roll.
Evade.
But then you roll again.
Yeah, he's one of those big slow boss fights for sure. Freak is.
But he's very strong.
He is.
One time he punched me so hard that my kidneys popped.
I know. Did you ever get those back in?
Yeah, he got me some replacements.
That's nice
He has
of
some
him.
spares.
Oh, does he?
A lot of spares.
Yeah.
Mostly in that supply closet.
I bet. Hey, that's probably where the locks are coming from. I'm thinking there's some other stuff in there that's probably worth having.
You think he has like some haunted gallbladders?
Maybe pancreas.
Haunted foreskin?
Briss. He's got haunted brie.
Laheim. Get this dirty foreskin with the ghost stuff.
Maybe he, he does have that. He does have that disturbing sleep mask that looked like it was fleshy. I never really thought of it, but he's got that
Kind of like the cover of like a Necronomicon.
Yeah. It's skin flaps, and I mean, if what would you do if you got just a surplus of foreskins?
What would you do with a foreskin?
surplus.
What would you do with a Klondike? What would you do with a Klondike that had a fleshy foreskin?
Foreskin around it?
Outside.
That's one Klondike bar. I'm not sure if
it seems like it'd be hard to
after.
bite into, but very savory.
Rewarding once you did. If you can chew through the stretchy skin part, you'll get that shot of ice cream. And yeah, okay.
Just squirt it into your mouth like a Go-Gurt.
Maybe maybe that'll be the letter that I write to Klondike next. I always write them every year, hoping that they'll send a shipment of Klondike
what do they
bars.
do with all these circumcised dick skins?
I'm going to tell them, you need to start making... You've made some weird ones with, like, Oreo ice cream in it and mint stuff and Reese's.
Why are you using Heath bars?
Yeah.
Heath.
Come on.
Like, they sound like health.
I know.
Gross.
I want nothing to do with that in
Fuck
my
your
Klondike
toffee.
bar. Yeah.
Heath.
Get out of here.
Heath Ledger.
Heathcliff Huxtable. We're done with you.
Heathcliff. You fucking Garfield ripoff. I'll find you.
I wonder why aren't there Heathcliff bars? There's Cliff Energy bars, and there are Heath bars. Where are the Heathcliff bars?
I mean, this is something we have to bring up to Cliff himself.
Get it right.
Cliff, we've got a remarkable new marketing strategy for you.
Save the corner portion in page 8 for this new fabulous treat. Foreskin covered Klondike bars.
Look, we made one ourselves.
I can't. It just keeps stretching. I can't get it to tear.
It sounds like it's cloth being ripped, but it's very tough.
Get yours
how
today.
do men live with these?
Get yours today. Anyway, but before we write those letters, Greg, we do have to go into the lovely treasure trove of Greg's List at gmail.com.
Greg's List.
Yeah, and that's where, as we've mentioned, you can send any of your thoughts, questions, concerns, tips, anything at all to that email
Your
inbox.
home address, possibly the lock information to your garage.
Locations of hidden treasures.
Leave a window open.
Anything that you've got buried under the
Pirate's
tree.
Gold.
Yeah, Pirate's Gold.
Send us your treasure maps at gregslist@gmail.com.
Indeed. But anyway, I know we were talking, we saw that someone had sent us a message that we thought would be good to read today.
Yeah, we got something from a man called Tiger Wing.
Tiger Wing.
It's like Tiger Lily, but not racist.
But winged. Yeah, I wonder.
It's like a winged tiger.
Well, kind of, but it's only the one wing. Do you think that means he's one of the wings on a tiger? Or do you think he's like a striped wing on the ground? Like he's not even attached to a tiger.
Well, I mean, he's probably clean if you can see the stripes.
Probably, yeah.
But in any case, from Tiger Wing, he says, "Hey guys, loving the show.
Thank you.
Just watched MI6.
Fallout, Mission Impossible
Mission
6.
Impossible.
Fallout, I got
And
it.
listen to your discussion.
Yep.
Would you say that Tom Cruise is the best action star of all time since he does his own stunts? Sincerely, Billy Bobcat from Morton Grove, Illinois." Oh, I see the tiger wing.
He's got it on the email there. He's got a little.
Yeah, he's got the tiger wing. And
Okay.
then he's got
Let me
like
see-
a little flying
Can
tiger.
I see it? I want to see what the.
Here he is.
Okay. Oh, that's nice.
He's very cute looking.
It is a tiger with wings. Yeah, that's
He's
actually.
a floating, realistic tiger.
That's nice. Okay, thank you, Billy Bobcat from Morton Grove, Illinois, home of Pequod's Pizza. Delicious stuff up there. Love Morton Grove. Okay, so we talked. Greg, you and I talked about
Greatest action star
of all time. Yeah, we talked about Mission Impossible Fallout last week on the show.
Yeah,
and,
Tom Cruise does do all of his own stunts, but he is a shorty.
He is a shorty. I do look.
Also, I think a lot of his most of his action movies are just Mission Impossible and then shitty movies.
Yeah, like The Mummy or whatever. He does do that run. He does have the Tom Cruise run where he pumps those arms like real crazy style. I have to give him credit because, again, he does his own stunts, and he's 56 when he made this movie.
He
Mission
doesn't look a
Impossible
day
6.
over 40.
Pretty crazy, actually. Like what he's the
Tom
guy's
Cruise
doing.
will be more ripped than I will be for the rest of my life.
But he has help. To be fair, he's got help with that. But
He's got a whole crew of people
whole team,
to massage every pectoral muscle he has to make sure he's nice and strong.
Yeah, and makeup, and to make sure all his hair is and he's never losing any of it.
To replace the bionic limbs he loses
Yeah.
in the fiery explosions he gets caught in.
Yeah, and every morning it's kind of like a Star Trek. I think it's what was that? The Star Trek Insurrection, where the people stretched this face skin and they peel it back and they staple it. Somebody does that to Tom Cruise every day. I'm sure every morning he wakes up.
I thought that was from Men in Black.
Stretchy face?
Yeah. Where he grabs the back of his face and goes,
Oh,
like this?
Look, is that better? Yeah. That is from Men in Black.
More.
Sugar
More.
in water. Yeah.
More.
Yes.
More.
That is from Men in Black. But Insurrection, they do that. There's an alien race that just stretches their face skin every month, and then they staple it to the back of their head. So it's just really shitty cosmetic surgery is what it is.
It's like someone who got liposuction and he's got all this extra skin, so
Right.
they decide to hold it
And
back
they don't
with
do
paper clips.
they don't do anything with it. Exactly. They
get a
just
big rubber band.
They just safety pin it to his rib or something. It's oh yeah, that'll be fine.
make
Your
a
form
clothes-
looks fine. The
They
shirt's
make a
gonna hide
clothesline
it.
out of his skin.
Right. Your shirt's gonna hide everything. You look gorgeous.
Don't worry, when you're dead, I'll be able to wear you.
I'm gonna make this into a cape for myself. Yeah, it's
I'm gonna make this a Batman cowl.
I'm gonna wear it when Mom comes over. But Tom Cruise. You have to compare him to the other action stars, I guess.
You gotta think of who would you say are the biggest action movie stars? Because right now we've got Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Right.
He's a big boy right now in the action scene.
He definitely is. I'm looking
got
to the.
Sean William Scott.
I'm gonna look to the classics of the 90s. I'm thinking
So Bruce
Schwarzenegger, Bruce Willis,
Schwarzenegger,
Sylvester Stallone,
Sly.
I would even put Jackie Chan. You got to put Jackie Chan in
Jackie Chan,
action movies.
Bruce Lee, Jet Li.
Yeah, all of them, all of those guys.
I mean, Bruce Lee and Jet Li did their own stunts too.
They did.
Chuck Norris.
And Jackie Chan famously breaking his leg during stuff. He also did his own
You know
stunts.
what? I think I have my answer. I think it's Jackie Chan.
I kind of am inclined to think the same thing. I love Jackie Chan, and I know that his movies are kind of their own genre of movies.
It's it's comedic kung fu.
It is. Tom Cruise comes into a movie, and he's Tom Cruise, but he's going to disappear and do what you want from him in the action movie. It can be Mission Impossible. It can be some fuckface on a train saves everybody.
You could have a
movie,
big beefy arms like in Tropic Thunder.
Yeah, it can be different stuff, and that's fine. Jackie Chan, when he's in it becomes a Jackie Chan movie. He doesn't really. I know there's other stuff like a Rush Hour or the movie he did with Jet Li, where he is more absorbed into an overall plot. But if Jackie Chan's in the movie, it becomes a Jackie Chan movie.
Yeah,
The
Tux.
Why do you have to name the worst of Jackie Chan?
No, that's one of his strongest ones. Where Jackie Chan, in this world, is not a kung fu expert, but once he puts on this shitty tuxedo,
the tuxedo is, yeah,
wearing the worst suit. I don't like dressing up, but if you wear a tux, why?
Yeah, and then
Are you a butler?
And then
can you bring me some caviar?
Right? Is that cummerbund good with breakfast? No, it isn't.
Can I get some Benadryl with that cummerbund?
No, you can't. You can't eat any of it. So yeah, I understand your point there. But no, Jackie Chan, think about all of his whole catalog of movies. Same with Schwarzenegger, same with Stallone. So Billy Bob or Tiger Wing, I would say
I think Tom Cruise is up there.
He definitely is, and you give him.
But I don't think Tom Cruise has ever had the impact in the action movie industry like Bruce Willis or Schwarzenegger,
Stallone,
or Sly.
Yeah, those guys,
especially Sly and Schwarzenegger. Those are the upper echelon.
Absolutely.
Of the action movie star.
Right. As a matter of fact, in order to compare, for
Jean-Claude
instance,
Van Damme too.
Van Damme. That's another one. For instance, the way you kind of compare it is right now I'm thinking to myself, what would I rather watch? Would I rather watch MI6 Fallout again, or would I rather go and watch Predator, the old school Predator with Schwarzenegger? I would rather watch Predator. And that, to me, it's that is one of the answers of a greatest action star of all time can make a movie 20 years ago that still is actiony and thrilling and beneficial to you, and you feel good about watching years and years later.
Yeah, Die Hard still gets me.
Die Hard as well.
Die Hard still gets me.
Absolutely. Or Rocky in Stallone's version, or some of the Rambo
movies. That's the movie of my people.
Yeah, the Phillies. Yeah, exactly. He's got
Phillies.
He's got his statue over there. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, the Packers try to, try and make it all, look, the Eagles are going to lose. And it was haha, fuck you. Or no, it was the Vikings.
Yeah. I know, it was the Vikings.
I just looked at you and I was like,
Packers.
Just thinking Packers.
Yeah, I know.
Cheese.
Yeah, that's right.
You Wisconsinite.
Because I love my Packers.
I love being ice cold in a very uncomfortable city eating cheese.
Cheese and beef. Cheese injected beef.
Just keep putting beef and cheese curds in my mouth.
I don't like the name cheesesteak. That name of food actually puts me off.
That's offensive.
I know that, and I know what it is, and I want to try it. If I go to Philly, I want to eat those
steak and
things.
cheese and bread.
I know, but it needs a better name.
It's the three food groups. It is what it is.
It needs a better name.
No,
it needs better marketing.
Word is what it is.
A cheesesteak. No.
It's not misleading you.
No, it's not misleading me, but I think of a diseased penis when I hear the name
Why would
cheesesteak.
you think of a diseased penis with a cheesesteak?
I don't know. It's just the word. It's like something's injected. Like someone injected cheese into a steak, and I'm seeing it on the grill. Cheese bleeding out.
What is
of
wrong
it.
with you?
That's gross.
What is with your cheese inflation porn fetish thing?
It's not
disgusting.
It's non-sexual, and it ruins my appetite.
You know what? You're really curdling my brain right now. Fucking piece of shit.
Well, Gouda for you. Okay, why don't you just take that outside, man?
Well, what was?
they...
Ow! 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 Ow!
That's them. That's the rattlesnakes. They're hatched. They're hatched and they're biting. If you're biting, God, they've all bitten Greg's ass. They've all bitten Greg's ass. Oh, Greg. Oh, you just lay there, buddy. Just hang out. Just hang out where you are. I'm gonna call Freak. We're gonna get you. We're gonna get this sorted out for you. Okay? You got the nummies going now, huh? Yeah. Greg's been bitten by all three of the rattles. Those are actually. I gotta open the door. They're still hissing around in here. Get out of here.
Hey, you guys still maybe? Oh God, rattlesnakes!
That's right. That's right. Jason, you handle those. Thanks. Good luck.
Ah, my skin!
Holy shit. Okay. Really sorry about that, Greg. Just hang tight, buddy. Just chill right there.
I can't.
Just
feel
lay.
my asshole.
Lay down. Get out of the chair. Lay down and just be flat on the ground there. There you go. We need you to be flat and level so the blood goes around there. Anyway, though, to answer, thanks again for the submission, Billy Bobcat, Tiger Wing.
My fingertips feel so puffy.
Just take them out of your mouth, though. Take them out of your mouth because that's not that's not going to help anything. But thank you. We don't think Tom Cruise is the greatest action star of all time, but it is props to him for doing his own stunts, and he does do a good job with it. And that hopefully that answers your question. But again, Greg and I recommending Dead Cells, the game. Play it on any platform. Also, Ozark Season 1 on Netflix, Season 2 out shortly. Definitely worth the watch. Check both of those out. And have a great week. Thanks so much for tuning in again. We appreciate it. Talk soon. Greg, let's go. I got your legs.
Feel
I'm
my
gonna open this.
heart.
I'm gonna open the door here. Come on. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah. Slide on out of here. Oh shit! There's a gap. There's a gap down there. Okay. Just take it easy. Oh, did you puke?
I'm peeing.
Oh, he's peeing.
I
Okay.
can't feel it.
Oh Jesus.
Do I look fucked up?
Yeah,
Do
Greg.
I look really gross?
You look fine. We're gonna get you. We're gonna get you help. We're gonna get you help, buddy. Jason, get over here. Stop playing with the snakes. Help me get Greg to the free
They're
clinic.
tickling my blood!
Get up and help me drag Greg. We got 3 miles to go. Let's go.
I can't feel my skin.
Shit. This is fucked.
The end.
Afraid we'd get caught.
What you just heard was a fantasy, a fiction, cooked up for your amusement and the catharsis of the hosts. Please have mercy on them.